Hi all and welcome to Rant Football. As you can clearly see, I'm not in my normal studio. That is because right now I'm in Tenerife having a holiday for my 40th birthday. Yes, I know I look older than 40, but I'm turning 40, so I need to have a week of just drinking beer to get used to leaving the 30s. Anyway, so my predictions is going to be like everyone else's today, and we're just going to have them on the screen, me guessing them in Tenerife on location. So good luck to everyone. I hope you all finish behind me this time because I can't finish bottom again. Good luck all.
Hi all, welcome to Round 13 Premier League predictions. I'm in Tenerife right now. I've had to go on the roof of the hotel because everywhere else is super loud. So it's not the view I wanted, but life goes on. Beautifully sunny day though. Should we get into the predictions anyway? So West Ham versus Spurs. I'm going for a 2-2 draw. I just feel both teams are lacking confidence right now. I think they both score, but they both also can't defend. So I think that's why we get a, as they would say, some of the lads on here, a Desmond Tutu. Then we've got Arsenal versus Southampton. I don't see Southampton have any chance. Arsenal haven't been great lately, but I think Arsenal win this comfortably. I think that'll be a 2-0 to Arsenal. Bournemouth versus Wolves. Now this was a tricky one. Wolves haven't been up to what we expected. Bournemouth are hot and cold this season. Bournemouth are at home, but I just feel we're going for another Desmond here. We're going for a 2-2. So a 2-2 draw between Bournemouth and Wolves. Brighton versus Leicester. My heart wants Brighton to get something out of this, but I just can't see past Leicester, so I've gone Brighton 1, Leicester 3. It's Crystal Palace versus Liverpool. 2-0 Liverpool all day. No problems. Liverpool get the job done. Everton versus Norwich. I think Everton are going to get a win here against Norwich. I think Norwich are on a very big slide now. I think it was just the excitement beginning of the season for their players and that, where they got themselves to. Now I think they're finished, so I think it'll be 2-1 to Everton. We got Watford versus Burnley. I think everyone's going to go for a Burnley win here, and I'm trying to get myself points, so I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. Never know. Man City versus Chelsea. We all know now I'm a Chelsea fan, and Chelsea have been on a good run, but I think if City at home will have too much for Chelsea at this moment. We're not up there with Liverpool and City yet. We may give them a good game, but I've just got a feeling, unfortunately, it's going to be a win for the Sky Blues, and I think Man City will win 3-1. We move on to Sunday's game. What is Sheffield United versus... Well, it's Sheffield United versus Man United. Sheffield United have been on a good run, one of the best defences in the Premier League. But I've seen United slowly start turning the corner and seeing their boys scoring for their countries and that lately. I think United are going to start finding form now. So I think this will be Sheffield United 1 and Man United 2. Then the last game of the weekend, and clearly on a Monday night, Villa versus Newcastle. I think Villa will win this 1-0. It's a boring game. I can't see me want to watch out on Monday night, quite frankly. As you can see, the weather's beautiful here, and I don't want to come back to England. I think November, December, January, February, maybe I should be out places like here in Orlando full time. That's my predictions. Let's get the rest of the lads in and see how they do. I'll put a few photos in here to show you what the hotel and the weather's like here, so you get a bit of an idea. Because, as I said, couldn't do the view I wanted. But things go on. You compromise. You get to see the sun now, and you get to see that I'm happy back in the sun again. So yeah, that's my predictions, lads. I hope you do worse than me this week, and I hope I have a good week because I've been terrible lately. See you all in a bit. Special part of Round Football here. I did my predictions for the week for the Premier League. So Tuesday night, 19th of November. My birthday, by the way, when I turned 40. So if you want to send me happy birthdays, you can. A bit late now though. But so that night, it all kicked off in the Premier League, didn't it? Woo! Tottenham sacked Pochettino because pretty much his players backstabbed him and they were sleeping with each other's wives, so they were underperforming. So they sacked him. And the next morning, we find out what I predicted would happen. Jose Mourinho takes over as manager. Now, I put in a couple of Facebook groups, the Half and Half Scarves podcast Facebook group, and there I said Jose would take over. Colin disagreed with me. I did also in Florida Blues, what is a Chelsea fans group for Florida. I was told I was going to be on there about Jose as well. We wake up the next morning and there you go. Jose is Tottenham manager. The same Jose Mourinho said 2015. He turned Tottenham down 2007 and would never take the Tottenham job because he's respect for the Chelsea fans. Flip of a coin here. Chelsea fans did turn against him when he became Man United manager. But what people forget, he sort of put digs at Chelsea back then as well, because he couldn't handle like a grown-up being sacked from Chelsea for underperforming as a manager. At the same time, I do know at Chelsea there was a lot of snake players at the club at the time, and I think they're all gone now. And look at Chelsea now under Frank, it seems very different. It seems like a family there. It didn't feel like a family for years at Chelsea. It just felt like money-grabbing players, world-class players, what gave us the success, but thank you for that, but that's it. Anyway, what do I think about Pochettino getting sacked? I think it's a stupid move. He wanted to get rid of players. He wanted to sign players. Daniel Levy is an idiot as someone who runs a club. He didn't do what Pochettino wanted to do. Pochettino could see there was problems and wanted to change it. He didn't do it. So who gets the blame for this? Levy or Pochettino? Levy's not going to take the blame for it, is he? The players, there's too many of them, too much money. Player power is too strong in football now. So who always gets the blame for it? It's the manager. Pochettino, if you look at his history of Tottenham, he won no trophies. Not good enough. He got very close to winning trophies, but he didn't win them. But at the same time, you look at when he came into what he made Tottenham into, he basically made Tottenham one of the best teams in Europe with no money. Quality manager, in my opinion. If they backed him 2-3 seasons ago, they probably would have been champions by now. They could have been winning stuff. So, me personally, as a football fan, I look at Tottenham, Daniel Levy. He's the problem at Tottenham. He mucked it up for Pochettino, I believe. Pochettino really could build a great team here. So, him being backstabbed by Levy is my opinion altogether on that one. And I think he's unlucky. The rumour going around, he could get the Arsenal job. Wow, that would be amazing. I think Pochettino with that attack lineup as well could do something special. Yet again, Arsenal would have to back him with money though to sort out some midfielders and the whole of that defence to make Arsenal a top 4 club again. But Pochettino could be the man who could easily do it. So if he gets the Arsenal job, Tottenham fans, it would be hilarious. They hate him all of a sudden. It would be brilliant just to watch that alone. And I think he could do a great job at Arsenal. Also, he wouldn't have to move, him and his family. So, it's before. There is no loyalty in football anymore. Them days are gone. Forget about it. The only loyal things you're going to see is maybe players that go through your academy. But loyalty's not there anymore. It's gone. Football's not about loyalty anymore. Football's about the money. Colin, we're going to get on to Jose now, as you didn't agree with me it would happen. You said it would, as a Chelsea fan, kill Jose for you if he became Tottenham manager. He's done it, so I'm guessing he's dead to you now. To me, I will always respect Jose for what he did for Chelsea. No doubts, he gave us loads of trophies and that. We did play some attractive football under him all the time. I think people forget that. He took Chelsea to that next step, and I will always thank him and Roman teaming up together for that, to make that happen. But as a Chelsea fan, I moved on. I moved on pretty much when we got rid of him. The second time round, I saw things happening again, and I thought it's just never going to change with Jose. He'll give you success, but it's not lasting success. Conte came in. I loved Conte. I think he should have stayed. That one was definitely, to me, player power. Right, so Jose to Tottenham, as I predicted, happened. My first thoughts on it, I'm not too upset. Personally, I knew it was going to happen, so probably why it didn't upset me. It hurt me more when he went to Man United, personally. He's going to Tottenham. If Levy doesn't get the big checkbook out, what Jose needs, it won't be Jose winning titles. He'll win an odd cup here and he'll get them top 4. Certainly slightly better than that. As a Chelsea fan, as I said, I've moved on. We're in a new era at Chelsea. We're finally bringing the youth through. We're on a transfer ban, but if Frank has the money to spend and gets the right players in, Chelsea will be a force still. And we're playing best football I've seen for years as a Chelsea fan. Jose, I think it's going to be too hard for him this season to get top 4. With Tottenham, I think he's too far off. There's too many variables, I think, with teams ahead that he'd catch. Top 5 definitely on the cards. Top 4, I can't see it happening personally. I think the top 4 pretty much is the top 4 now. The only thing what would stop Chelsea and Leicester for top 4 would be mass injuries, I think, because they're not the biggest squads, and Chelsea definitely, because if the transfer ban is not overturned for January, Chelsea's squad might be a bit weaker. See Jose giving Tottenham a good run in the Champions League though. I'm not sure if they get to the final this time, but you know, he could do it. He's good enough. FA Cup's definitely on the cards for Tottenham now. I said 5th in the league. 1 year out of the Champions League. Jose's got the chat and the respect for footballers around the world. He would get world class in for Tottenham. He could bolster that squad and take them to the next step maybe in a couple of years if he doesn't lose his temper and get his moods on that he likes doing. What's the problem with Jose? Once he doesn't like something, he sulks too much and he doesn't get out that rut. If he's learnt from his mistakes from Chelsea, Real Madrid and Man United, you're going to have a great season, Tottenham, and you're going to enjoy the next few seasons under Jose. No disrespect to the man. I don't believe a word comes out of his mouth anymore though. The stuff he says, Jose is not loyal to anyone but Jose Mourinho. That's fair enough. Jose's only gone for the Tottenham job for, I think, two reasons. To wind up Chelsea and Man United, to prove a point. That's fair enough. And the big payout if he gets fired. Jose's about himself and money. But from that, I don't want to sound bitter. It's going to be fun again watching him going against Klopp and Pep in press conferences. Let's face it, Jose is the king of mind games. Sorry if you can hear sound in the background. As I said, I'm at my hotel, so someone's on a megaphone right now, whatever, speakers talking a load of rubbish like that. And that's it for that. But Jose, he will be successful at Tottenham. I don't think the Tottenham fans are split what I'm seeing. Some are loving it. Jose will win trophies or win them the league. I don't think he's ever going to win you the league personally, unfortunately. I just don't, unless, as I said, unless Levy is willing to spend 200 million, we'll say 100 million in January, 200 million in the summer, and maybe another 100 million in January after that. Maybe the season after that, Jose would then win you titles. But that's pretty much it. I'm a Chelsea fan who's not going to cry and bitch about Jose going to Tottenham. We've sacked him twice, so what can we do about it? There's nothing we can do. We're happy with Frank right now, and if Frank didn't work, there's enough world-class managers like Allegri out there right now who would take over at Chelsea, especially after a transfer ban and we got top 4. But I think Frank's going to get top 4, and I think he's going to be a successful manager. So Jose to Tottenham, I don't really care. It doesn't hurt. It hurt more when he went to Man United. He was more Chelsea then. Since he's moved on to Man United, he hasn't got that just one English club to me anymore. So it doesn't hurt as much as some people might find it. Successful probably. World champions, if money's spent, maybe. Boring football for Tottenham, I think it'll be a mixture. I think he'll park the bus against the big boys, and he'll play attractive football with that team he's got against average teams. It's going to be an interesting season now. Welcome back to the Premier League, Jose. Let's not be biased. We want the best managers in the world in this league, because we want the best players in this league, and the best managers bring the best players. So I'm waffling on. So my final thoughts are Pochettino. Mate, it's disgusting what Tottenham did to you personally. You're a great manager, and if you take the Arsenal job, I'm going to laugh my head off. Jose, good luck, but you ain't finishing higher in Chelsea this season, in my opinion. And I think you'll be battling Arsenal and Man United for 5th. So that's pretty much it. Let's get into predictions, I say.
Hi, it's Gavin, Mr. Number 2 on the table again, come to do my Premier League predictions for bald Phill, who's sunning it up on his 40th. Happy birthday, Phill, by the way, for today. Yeah, big 4-0 have caught us all up. Right, let's get on with it. So, last week came second again to Craig. Disappointed the Scousers beat me twice over the weekend. Never mind, eh? Right, let's get on with it. West Ham 0, Tottenham 2. West Ham are garbage. Tottenham are looking a bit more sprightly now. So I've gone 2-0 to Tottenham. Arsenal 2-0 also against Southampton. Southampton aren't that great away. And I reckon Arsenal, they can turn the corner. Bournemouth 0, Wolves 1. Even though Bournemouth beat United a couple of weeks ago, I can't see them beating our people who beat us. I've seen them beat us, Wolves. So I'm going for a 0-1 to the Wolves. Brighton against Leicester. I've gone 3-1 to Leicester. Basically because Leicester are a better team at the moment. Brighton at home aren't so bad, but I still reckon Leicester can put 3 past them. And then I've got Crystal Palace at 0, Liverpool 2. Liverpool are just on an amazing run at the moment. They'll just carry on winning. Can't see anyone stopping them now. And then I've gone Everton 1, Norwich 0. Norwich can't travel away. Everton, yeah, they're not too bad. They're not too bad at home. So I've gone 1-0 Norwich. 1-0 to Everton, sorry lads. Watford 2, Burnley 1. Even though Burnley are doing well, I can see Watford just, they can have their off day. So I reckon Watford could scrape this 2-1. And then we've got the big game of the afternoon, Man City against Chelsea. Sorry, Phill, I've gone my heart rather than my head. And I've gone 3-1 to Man City. Sorry, mate. But happy birthday. Now, Sunday game. Sheffield United against Man United. I was umming and ahhing about this. I thought, was it going to be a draw? But then I've gone Sheffield United 1, Man United 2. It's an away win to United. I reckon they've turned that corner now and they've played well over the last couple of weeks. And the Monday night game, Villa against Newcastle, I have gone 1-0 Villa. I don't think Newcastle can beat Villa. Villa looked alright against the Scarves a couple of weeks ago. And hopefully I think they've learned the lesson how to play well. So I've gone 1-0 to the Villa. I hope you all have good predictions, lads, but this time it's my time. It's my turn to be first this time and I'll get my Champions Trophy ready. I'll see you next week. Have a good time in Spain, Phill. You chummy get.
Oh, very good. Right, it's Paul here again. We're going to do the predictions. But Summer's going to read them from him and East.
West Ham 2, I don't know what that is.
Arsenal 2.
Arsenal 2.
Southampton 1.
Southampton 1. Wales 2.
Brighton.
Brighton 0. Lancaster 3.
Leicester 3. Brighton 0. Leicester 3. Yeah.
Watford 2. I don't know what this is.
That's Watford 2. My writing. Burnley 1.
That's an E
Burnley
for
1.
echo. So add a little tail at the bottom
Crystal
of it.
Palace.
Crystal Palace 1.
Yeah,
Liverpool 3.
yeah.
Ooh.
So that's went to. I went to the.
Right, and then Bournemouth.
Yeah.
That's another big one.
Bournemouth.
Put it in my bag to give it to my teacher.
Wolves 1.
1.
And then Everton.
Everton 2. Norwich 1.
Norwich, yeah, nearly. Alright.
City 3.
Ooh. City 3 and Chelsea 0.
Chelsea.
Phill will like that one.
What?
The lad who does it, he's a Chelsea fan. Ooh.
Chelsea 0.
Alright, then it's
Sheffield.
Sheffield United.
United 1. Manchester United 4.
Yeah, we go for a big 4-1 on United.
Aston Villa 2. Newcastle.
Newcastle 1, yeah. Right, that's it. There we go. Right, thank you. There we go. Say goodbye, Summer.
You alright? Okay. Hey, Bolton fans. Right, predictions for this week. I'm going to start off with West Ham, Tottenham. Well, Mourinho's there now, so I don't know. But West Ham shit, so 2-0 Tottenham. Arsenal, Southampton. Arsenal 2-1, I think. Bournemouth and Wolves. I don't really know. Both. Could be Wolves, could be Wolves. Let's go 2-1 Wolves. Brighton and Leicester. I think that's going to be Leicester 2-0. Crystal Palace and Liverpool. Let's go for 4-0 Liverpool. Everton and Norwich. I think it'll be 1-0 to Everton. Watford and Burnley. Burnley 3-0. And the final game for Saturday, Manchester City and Chelsea. Desmond 2-2. 2-2 for that one. The only Sunday game, Sheffield United and Man United. 3-0 Man United. Yeah, from Sheffield, that's why. Aston Villa and Newcastle on Monday. I think that's going to be, could be either way that. I'm going to give that 2-1 Newcastle and go for 3 wins on the bounce, why not? So, if you're wondering what all that is, we're just wrapping some presents. I'm having Christmas this weekend with my mum, so. Do the usual stuff. Links for everything down there. Have fun. See you next week, guys.
Hello, Phil. Sorry for the lateness of this. Currently taking rest. Right, so I am the champion. We've won it one time. We won it one time. In me front room. We won it one time. West Ham Tottenham. West Ham 2, Tottenham 1. Brighton Leicester. Brighton 1, Leicester 2. Everton Norwich. Everton 2-0. Watford Burnley. 1-0 Watford. Bournemouth Wolves. 2-0 Wolves. Arsenal Southampton. 2-0 Arsenal. No, 4-0 Arsenal. 4-0 Arsenal. Crystal Palace Liverpool. 3-all and all that. 9-0 and all that. 4-3 and all that. Answers on the postcard when all them 3 matches took place. Oh God, I feel sick. Okay, I'm going to say, God, I'm going to say 1-0 Palace. Okay, after all that last week, I just think they're a bit tired. I think they're going to slip up. City Chelsea, up to Chelsea. 2-1 Chelsea, heaping more pressure on the little Spaniard. Sheffield United, Man United, 2-0 Sheffield United. Aston Villa, Newcastle, 3-1 Aston Villa. That concludes my predictions, Phil. Thank you for all you do. I am loving it.
What's up, everybody? This is Drew Pells, host of On the Counter, the voice of the American Premier League fan, soccer talk radio in podcast form, After Dark, Soccer Talk, available wherever you get podcasts. I am here to give you my predictions for the Premier League Round 12 that's coming up this weekend. Let's save Manchester City and Chelsea for the end. That, of course, is the big game of the weekend. Let's start in London as Tottenham travel to West Ham. Of course, the big news for this week, Jose Mourinho, the new manager at Spurs. And you know what? For this weekend, I'm going with the new manager bounce. I think Mourinho wouldn't have enough time to implement any of his counter-attacking, defensive style mentality at Tottenham. And therefore, I think they go to the London Stadium and win 2-1 Spurs over West Ham. Staying in London, Arsenal host Saints. And I gotta be honest, even though Arsenal, a lot of their problems have been on the road, they're still not doing that well this season. And coming off the back of the international break, I think Saints might just have enough. They have to get the Christmas period off to a good start, and I think this might be a way to do it. I'm going with a draw at the Emirates, 1-1 between Arsenal and Southampton. Leicester City traveling to Brighton, and this one is going to be one-way traffic. Brendan Rodgers has the Foxes absolutely flying right now. Leicester 3-1 over Brighton. I think Brighton might be able to nick a goal on a set piece, on a free kick, something like that, to not get a clean sheet for the Foxes. But again, 3-1 Leicester over Brighton. This is going to be one-way traffic. Watford and Burnley. Burnley on the road, always tough to play against. Watford at home, a little bit of a resurgence. Finally got their first win not too long ago before the international break. I'm going to go with a draw here. I'm going to go 1-1 between Watford and Burnley at Vicarage Road. If Gerard Deulofeu has to have another good game, he obviously is the man that Watford need in form. Then, league leaders, Liverpool going to Crystal Palace. This is going to be a smashing game. Liverpool 3-0 over Crystal Palace. The Eagles have absolutely no chance in this one. Sorry, Eagles fans. But Liverpool are far superior, even if they don't have Mo Salah, even if other players are injured, which I believe Andy Robertson might have to miss this match. Even with that 3-0 Liverpool, and they continue their surge at the top of the table. Bournemouth hosting Wolverhampton this weekend as well. Wolves, here's the thing, they're a bit of an enigma. They do have the Europa League midweek, but where are their priorities right now? I'm going to go with a draw in this one between Bournemouth and Wolves. Bournemouth haven't been great. They had a few good performances at the beginning of the year, but they haven't been able to sustain that. I'm going to go here 1-1 between Bournemouth and Wolves. Everton hosting Norwich. Cannot go with the Canaries. They have been absolutely awful ever since beating Manchester City earlier this year. And Everton, they have had a couple good performances of late, even though they did blow one game against, I believe it was Brighton. But Everton look like they're on the up and up a little bit, as they should be. I'm going for a win in this one. I'm going to go with 2-0 to Everton hosting Norwich this weekend. Sheffield United hosting Manchester United. 5 years ago, 10 years ago, this would have sounded crazy, but right now, it doesn't. Sheffield United, I think, win this game. I could see Sheffield United, with how good a form they've been in. Chris Wilder has this team well drilled. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, you can't say the same for Manchester United. Although they have done well in both Europe and domestically in the past few weeks, I'm going with Sheffield United winning this game 1-0 at home. They have been absolutely resolute when it comes to defending this year. And against the big six teams, it's not as if they've struggled and they've gotten points off of everyone else. Sheffield United 1-0 over Manchester United this weekend. Aston Villa, Newcastle, two teams who are battling relegation this year. Normally, I would take Aston Villa at home, but Newcastle have been on the up and up, and they've impressed me over the past couple weeks. So I'm going to go with a draw on this one, and I'm going to go with 2-2. A little bit higher scoring than most of the draws this weekend that I'm predicting, but I'm going with Aston Villa 2-2 hosting Newcastle at Villa Park. I think this game is going to be a lot more exciting than people anticipate from two teams in the bottom half of the table. Villa have been able to score tons of goals this year, and Newcastle right now are performing at probably their peak. So, 2-2 between Aston Villa and Newcastle. Now for the final match of the weekend, the big one, Manchester City hosting Chelsea. I think if this game had come before the international break, Manchester City would have obliterated Chelsea. After they lost to Liverpool, they would have wanted blood, much like after they lost to Norwich and they destroyed Watford. But that isn't the case. They did have those 2 weeks off, essentially, to kind of clear their heads and let that rage go down. Unless you're Raheem Sterling, of course. For Chelsea, I think this is a perfect time that they had the international break before this match. And so I think this is going to be a back and forth game. It's going to be exciting. I'm going to go with 2-2 between Manchester City and Chelsea. This one's going to be a draw. This is going to be big for Chelsea's confidence and all their young players and, of course, young manager in Frank Lampard. And for Manchester City, I think this is going to be another game where they're going to kick themselves for not taking 3 points. 2-2 Manchester City, Chelsea. Those are my predictions for the weekend. Of course, we're going to go 10 for 10, so make sure you lock those in wherever it is that you are predicting games as well. Again, my name is Drew Pells, host of On the Counter, the voice of the American Premier League fan. Soccer Talk After Dark, Soccer Talk in podcast form. Thank you all. I appreciate it, and I'll talk to you soon.
Sorry. Just eating some Marmite on toast. Food of the gods. Right. I am back for another Rant Football. Predicting, that's what I do. Let's get down to it. West Ham Spurs, first game of the weekend. This is the Mourinho show. He's back. West Ham are in terrible form. Spurs are in terrible form. Can they have a manager bounce? Not so sure. Not so sure away to West Ham. It's a Desmond Tutu for me. Arsenal Southampton, easy win for Arsenal. And if it's not, Emery's got to go after that game. Arsenal 3, Southampton 0. Bournemouth Wolves, two decent sides. I think Wolves might edge it. I'm going to go 2-1 Wolves. Brighton Leicester. Brighton are pretty good. They play pretty good football. But Leicester are kind of really kicked on this season. Something else. Leicester 2, Brighton 1. Palace Liverpool 3, Palace nothing. Everton Norwich, not even the fraud Marco Silva can mess this up. Everton 3, Norwich 1. Watford Burnley. Watford got their win. Burnley still solid team. I think it's Burnley 2, Watford nothing. Man City Chelsea. This is a free hit for Chelsea. Doesn't really matter. Go to City and lose. It's not a big deal. They might as well go and have a go. Hopefully they will. I think City will probably win the game still. But I think it'll be Man City 2, Chelsea 1. Sheffield United against Man United. I think Sheffield United will nick this. I'm going to call that now. Sheffield United 2, Man United 1. Villa Newcastle. This will be an interesting game. It could be a bit of a ding dong, or it could be, pretty sort of stale. I'm going to go Villa 1, Newcastle 0. That's my predictions. Get down the bookies, get your money on them. They're all going to win. Hey, I'm out.
Right, well, cheers for your predictions today. Hopefully you'll do worse than me though. Again, anybody else who wants to be on, again, comment on here or wherever you see it on social media, or email me on baldphill@gmail.com. That's BALDPHILL@gmail.com. As you can see, I'm still on holiday, so this has took a lot of effort to get this done. So good luck everyone, and whoever wants to be on Rant Football, you know what to do. See you soon all.
This podcast is part of the After Dark Podcast Network.